What's up, everybody? This is Blake Scholar Magic, and today we're going to do a build sesh, and I'm actually going to give this deck away to you. The deck we built today, we're going to do a little build here, and then we'll do a paper deck tech, and from those two videos, I guess, like, combined, once it hits 20 likes, I'll just go, like, live the very next, like, the following week that it does hit that, or the weekend, and we'll just simply spin a wheel for the comments that contribute to this deck build and the paper deck tech. So just stop by, let me know what's going on with you guys. Do you enjoy like a Bartolome, Lurrus kind of vibe, where you're kind of just doing aristocrat type things and getting value from your graveyard in black and white colors? I mean, I think it's pretty sweet stuff. And this is a very resilient commander too. This guy doesn't mess around. He's like a wall. He can go in front of anything, man. Like, you can put Bartolome in front of mostly everything, right? And it can just scale up. It can put creature cards in your graveyard. You can get them back. There's so many good cards for this, and it's such a cool archetype. So some of the one drops that I really kind of like to kind of go with, and to kind of just start off as a baseline, is kind of like your Shambling Gas, like your Nested Shamblers. These ones are just going to like love to be sacrificed. They're going to be love to go to your graveyard. This one can actually interact with their opponent's stuff, which is very nice. So target creature an opponent controls gets 1/1 until end of turn, or create a treasure token. And the Nested Shambler is very nice too, right? Because this basically can accrue more bodies to hit the board once it dies as well. It just like kind of, dies, and then it replenishes itself by leaving like a squirrel token. So we're very much in love with like these two. There's some redundancy, along the way. I think there is a pirate that also does this. Yes, the Greedy Freebooter. When this creature dies, scry one and create a treasure token. We're very much into like these type of effects for sure. And there's also a Infestation Sage, which is also very kind of redundant, like with the Nested Shambler as well. This is going to be this should be in our command. This is our companion, yeah, so this goes along with this. I'm not really sure why it's showing these, because this would not be legal amongst this as you would be, basically you have to read the criteria that each permanent card in your starting deck has mana value 2 or less, so this 4-mana creature simply would not fit into this deck. So you have to be restricted on the 2-mana creatures, but it's fine. Most of the cards just have to do with 2 mana or less. There's not really much else to say about Bartolome other than that. So a really good start here. You're definitely going to want to, sacrifice these to extent. I think Diabolic Intent is probably your best in-slot sacrifice type of an effect. This is just going to basically sacrifice one of your creatures, and you can just fetch up any card into your hand. That's very good. I think all the tutors are mostly pretty solid here. The Grim Tutor is very good. And yes, like I said, I am going to be giving this deck away. So it will be kind of on the budgety side, but we'll definitely take some liberties with some cards and make sure you're included so the deck functions well. So I also think a Wishclaw Talisman will definitely, fit in very well for this deck. So we definitely have some good ways to fetch up our combo, as you would say, and really kind of get cooking. I think in most circumstances, you're going to want to have 6 mana available for this, just to be able to, or maybe even more, if you want to do all in one turn. So you could cast it, fetch up something, and then look for one of your 4-mana win conditions. So the win conditions we have for this are Raise the Past and Avernus. These two cards in conjunction they're just amazing here. You're really going to want to build up your graveyard to an extent, and basically resurrect all creatures with 2 mana or less from your graveyard to the battlefield at once. And to really kind of make this cook, you want to have what you call all your aristocrat effects, or effects that help you help your opponents lose life. So we're going to put in just basically the words lose life. It's going to help us kind of, or maybe even loss. We'll look for both, because I'm not really seeing all the stuff, all the secret sauce I want just yet. Insatiable Avarice is pretty cool. And along the way, I'm just going to pick up cards that kind of make sense for the deck. So there's one of our aforementioned Lose Life is like the Blood Artist. So that didn't take very long to find. We definitely want cards that will help mill our own deck as well. So Tiny Bones also kind of fits in very well for that. And Bitter Blossom is cool. Bitter Blossom is an expensive card. You don't get one of those. I'm sorry. Dark Confidant's pretty sick. That's just like instant card advantage at the 2 spot. I think we will include a Dark Confidant in this pile for sure. You guys need to get cards. Caustic Bronco is always like kind of a nasty one, isn't it? Just to just get into cards, but maybe not exactly for this deck. Dreadhorde Invasion is pretty much continual, fodder. I do like Feed the Swarm to hit like enchantments. At least like one of these effects is kind of cool. We don't need to go too crazy with it. This is probably your best card as a Marionette Apprentice because it's going to be that Aristocrat type effect where each time an artifact or a creature is put into your graveyard, each opponent loses 1 life. Each opponent, very good for EDH. And it also makes a token itself, so it creates 2 bodies just by coming on the battlefield. Really incredible card. We can just kind of put it with a Blood Artist over there. A little card advantage there for Night's Whisper. But I don't know if we're always looking for that. We definitely love the Priest of Forgotten Gods. That's like a very good sacrifice. That's like your value, right? We can kind of put it here with these kind of value engines here. But you definitely want to put a lot of bodies to the board. Starscape Cleric is also really cool. So whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. And a lot of these kind of effects will help gain life. So you can see there's an offshoot once we gain life, and this kind of leads to the Starscape Cleric triggering in our opponents losing more and more life. Vengeful Bloodwish is just like a very redundant Blood Artist effect. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, target opponent loses life and gains a life, so that's fine. And there's the Zulapur Cutthroat, which is actually each opponent, which is kind of similar to the Marionette Master. We also like Vran too. So as long as we have creatures dying on our turns and our opponent's turns, once a turn our opponents will lose 2 life and we gain 2 life. And it's a legendary, so it kind of can trigger some other stuff too. So that would kind of be like the extent of your permanence. So now we're going to slap over to white. And I think we already kind of looked at these, so there wasn't much there. But there is some of these, dual-colored aristocrat type effects too. And we're kind of getting to the point where there's so many of these. Well, this one actually isn't for death. This is when another creature enters. Each opponent loses 1 life, which is also fine. Because these Raise the Past and Ascend from the Avernus just bring a lot of stuff back at once. So Cruel Celebrant can kind of get in there too. Whenever this creature, another creature, or planeswalker you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So there's that. Yeah, these are really cool. Illus Ilkor, whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. So you get the gain life, and whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. So once again, just another death effect that is going to benefit us. Lotho is cool. Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, you lose 1 life and create a treasure. So that's actually nice, kind of rampage for us. So just kind of can go into perhaps our land area here. We don't really need that one. And like I said, that kind of is the extent of the permanence. So if I just turn on instant or sorcery, we can kind of see if there's anything else for us here amongst these. There's a resurrection spell. There's more resurrection spells. I'd say that the resurrection spells you have are the ones that are going to return multiple bodies at once. So there's so many really awesome three mana instant or sorceries that kind of do this. So we can just kind of do this here with the 3 spot, just kind of just soak up all these at once, like the Dewdrop Cure, Patch Up, and Scout for Survivors. These are all really good because they'll return multiple bodies at once. In fact, a Dewdrop Cure can return 3 creatures at once, that are just mana value 2 or less. So that's really nice. Patch up also can, so we can just kind of put these white spells together. Patch up for 3 mana, return up to 3 target creature cards with total mana value 3 or less. So it's total. So you can get like 3 1-drops with this. You can get a 2-drop and a 1-drop. Scout for Survivors is very redundant in this way. So there's that. So we don't really want the exile return. We definitely want to be returning things to the battlefield. Call of the Death Dweller does this exactly how we want it to be, because it goes right to the battlefield. Victimize also does this as well, so it makes the cut. Scrounge is like better for your 5 mana if you like have 5 mana permanents, but it is a cool card and definitely probably overlooked in most circumstances. And I think we're pretty good so far. Kind of definitely made our point here. How about the inscription? Let's see. Kind of versatile, isn't it? I would like it to include an Agadine, but I'm just not that rich. I can't afford it, guys. You have to get your own. But I can get you started. Okay, graveyard in the hand. Let's craft to see if there's anything I missed. This is like a blink effect. Alchemy, can't do that because it's not, it won't kind of help. Post building might be hard. Unconventional tactics. Savine's Reclamation. Yeah, it's a little slow actually here. I think that's pretty good so far. In terms of like, how do we get like a little bit more like value? Because I feel like that's the thing that can kind of get you on this deck is kind of the value train. So I do love like the 2 mana draw cards, like the draw creatures that are permanents that do this. They're pretty cool with Lurrus as well. Let's see if there's any 1s or 2s that do this. We'll just look at all the permanents that draw at 0, 1, and 2. I think I want to start with the permanents. So we're going to get rid of the instants and sorceries here and just look for creatures, enchantments, artifacts. See what we got. Esper Sentinel is a hell of a card, and I would not fault you for playing that. Helpful Hunter, that will draw. So we love it. Duelist has to do with counters. And I don't think any of these ones really do it. Man, what a card for 1 mana, the Sentinel, huh? But we'll play it as is. Spirited Companion, fantastic. Draw. Whenever you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, draw a card. Splitskin Doll, whenever this creature enters, draw. Yeah. That will be perfect. We're going to have plenty of creatures that have 1 power or less. It kind of gets in with the 2/1 stats, too. Not going to lie. Concealing Curtains. What an interesting 1-drop. And it has a menace, too. The wall actually seems pretty sick. When this creature enters, draw a card. Yeah, we'll do that. Dockside Chef is kind of cool, but it's also very expensive to kind of draw. 2 mana is kind of expensive. I kind of love this fairy to kind of start building our graveyard and getting value from it too, like later on. It was like a last resort. I do just love the surveil off of that. It kind of helps build the graveyard. And I think we're going to be looking at some flashback cards, but we're definitely interested in all these like kind of draw spells. Call of the Ring is kind of somewhat interesting. Just kind of seems like it'll just draw you a decent amount of cards because you just have so many creatures, but it gets better with like your ring temps, right? You have to have like ring tempting cards. Transmogrifant Crown, kind of an interesting one. I'm not gonna lie. I would prefer them to be like creatures that do it, though, to be honest. Okay, so the bauble definitely gets like in because it just is such a wombo bombo with Lurrus. You know, just buy that into our hand for 3 mana, cast it, and then all of a sudden we're just like, our bauble is just drawing us cards and cards and cards every turn for 0 mana. Soul Guide Lantern. Collector's Vault, Zephyr Boots. So these are our artifacts that will draw. Mind Stone's kind of cool. It's pretty good with Lurrus too. I'm not sure the artifacts are where you want to be though, and there's really not that many. So far so good with the draw. I'm feeling pretty solid. I definitely want some like exile removal. So we can take these off here. And I like flashback and also like, you know, things I think like Rite of Oblivion effects are like really nice. Yeah. I really do love this card a lot for this deck. It just can sacrifice a permanent to get rid of any non-land permanent and then flash back it for 4 and do it again. It's really good. So we'll put this in kind of like our little value area too amongst these guys. Ruthless Negotiation, get back. Felly, I don't think there's any reason to really run like the ETB kind of things. But really flashback will probably be our next little foray here. You know, I'm surprised that like at least like a Village Rites didn't show up or Deadly Dispute when I hit draw. I must have missed it. I must have, you know why? Because I didn't have instants or sorceries on at that point. So we're going to have to come back to that. We definitely need that card. And I want flashback because our graveyard's going to be really cooking in this deck. So things that I can flash back. I'm surprised, like, let's see the verbiage on, like, for instance, this Dream Thief. There's not really any. I'll just have to do, is it Crimes? Yeah, the Forsaken Miner is pretty good. Get some value from that. I like the Reassembling Skeletons. Just like the skeletons in general are cool. Yeah, like a Persistent Specimen is cool. And yeah, I like Tiny Bones. You guys could do Tiny Bones too. You're lucky. Ooh, Cult Construct. Yeah, that guy's pretty cool too. Reassembling Skeleton. Yeah, or didn't we do a lot of sacrificing in this deck, so let's do sacrifice then, just to find our Village Rites and stuff. Okay, I love Scavenger's Talent too to build our graveyard, so our graveyard here needs to like kind of be represented, but we also need our value here. So I'll just add it with the Aristocrats. Definitely want the Accursed Marauder. I want the Deadly Dispute, Chthonian Nightmare effects. This will actually help resurrect things. We have the Diabolical Content. Emperor of Bones is cool. It's a cool card. It kind of is a sweet little 2-drop. Very tech-like, but we're on a very sacrifice-oriented train, for sure. Yeah, we'll take a little Surveil, a little extra Surveil outlet here. Zahur definitely gets in there as well. He can start draining opponents too, or actually helping create the tokens that will help us do that. I am a fan of these too, like the Bone Shard effects. I think those are very strong. I think we'll pick up a Bone Shards here and probably a Corrupted Conviction. This hits Planeswalkers too. I do like the Eaten Alive. Yeah, I do like those a lot. Lurrus is definitely going to be getting a lot of value for us. So I think we're just going to finish up this deck with like just kind of like the ways to like really kind of en masse build your graveyard. You will be getting a Mesmeric Orb with this deck, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of like necessary to have it. Let's see at the other like kind of mass mill effects, and they're very good. Like the Fester Leech can help us get there. Gnawing Vermin, Stitcher Supplier is very good. Of course, Marionette Master is alright. Undead Butler is nice. The Gorehound is very good. We'll give you a Takanuma for this deck as well. That'd be very important. And the Ripples of Undeath is very nice. Altar is okay, but we don't have very powerful creatures to kind of really make that go. Go, as you would say. Gorehound is nice. Yeah, those are just really sweet permanents that just really help build your graveyard. See if there's any kind of discard effects that maybe look nice. Alright, so let's see graveyard. Let's type in graveyard here. Helping Hand is kind of just like right there, isn't it? Helps get our Lurrus back too if he ever gets removed. Kind of want to stay from like the 1-mana instances of bringing things back. This is interesting, but the double white's kind of a disaster. That brought back and bring back creatures that died that turn. This is kind of cool tech, the Lion Sash. Lion Sash is pretty sick. Cauldron Familiar. Definitely have a lot of ways to kind of do what we want to do. Bloodghast. Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid value. We probably have like 5 more cards we can get in. Really, we just need cards to go to the graveyard, to be honest. Tyrion's Journal. It's probably a pretty good card advantage for us. We definitely want to get some answers. So we're pretty much coming up to the end of like the juice, guys. So I appreciate you for joining me. Make sure you like it, like the video. It'll help the channel a lot. We do like these special giveaways every now and then. We have also one coming up for certain at 625. So be ready for that one. Only 20 subscribers away from that. And we're giving away an Omnath Locus of All deck. So that is very cool, guys. That's very cool. Got the bobble in already. So I'm pretty good. Pretty good. I think we'll get you guys a Toxic D for this. I could give you guys a Meat Hook, but it would be a proxy. So hopefully you're okay with a little proxy stuffs. But that would be the only proxy I'd be including in this. But I'll look up the price. If it's like, $15, we'll include it too, I guess. Meat Hook Massacre's got to go in, right? Just has to go in. We really need to like kind of put cards into the grave. It's kind of the real struggle for Raise the Past, and you can be so redundant in Standard. You can run like 4 Gorehounds, and whatever else builds the graveyard like crazy. And it's so easy to get a fat graveyard. But honestly, mill is just a really good keyword, so. iCollector actually kind of does the thing, starts building the graveyard. I am a fan of like the more, building like, I like the life game with the Mire Triton, so I think that's a cool one. It's nice that it kind of gets in every time with a death touch. I do enjoy the life. I don't want to be too redundant with that, though. I do love Egon, but you just simply can't play it in this deck because of the permanent value. So you can look up like 1s and 2s and 0s. This one's probably one of the better ones, actually, guys. Level 2, whenever you sacrifice a permanent, target player mills 2 cards, that's us. So we're just milling like crazy over and over. What's this one do? Interesting sorcery there. Very interesting. What's the Visage do? And there's no mill cards for the mono white. Maybe we probably did the thing. I think we probably did the thing. And then we have the orb here. We can fetch that up pretty easily. I am kind of just worried that we're just going to kind of have a hard time getting cards into the graveyard. To an extent. Some of this looks like it's going to work out. I'm not opposed to running the marionette. It's just really kind of a payoff for the Ascend. The Ascend type effects. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay. So this would be the deck. We're not going to be running a Surveil land because it's just costs $1 million. But I think we did pretty well, guys. I think we did pretty well. Definitely giving you guys a Verge land, Pathway, Pain land, Concealed Courtyard. We'll give you Godless Shrine. Yeah, it's going to be pretty juiced up. I think it's pretty fine. Restless Fortress is a cool man land. We'll make sure you pick one of those up. Getting a slow land here. I think the Snarl will play pretty well in this deck. And the Tenka Temple will be too. I think it's very appropriate. Command, Tower. And let's get a Bog. Bujuka Bog. I think an Arcane Signet seems very nice. Some Rampage. A little Talisman, never hurt nobody. A Talisman. Did I really not pick up the Orzhov Talisman? That's kind of crazy. Painter's Servant, that card is so stupid. Honestly, you could do Grindstone and Painter's Servant as a really stupid combo for this deck. It's so stupid. As this creature enters, choose a color. All cards that aren't on the battlefield, spells and perms, are the chosen color. And then you just find a Grindstone and just like hit the button and the mills other cards at once. That's super strong. I won't die if I don't have any more ramp. It's somewhat nice. I guess you want it to be colored because you have like all these colors are so, they're really telling you, oh, you need to do this and this, right? You need white and black. You need black. You need all these colors. So we'll jump into some games once I find this talisman, if it exists. I'm pretty sure it does. That's so interesting because I know they exist for like the gruel colors and stuff. How about a drum? If they're not going to give us that, let's just try a drum. I think it's going to be okay. We're not going to really hate our lives here. Alright, let's just trim these out. And then we'll do add, and we'll just add some cool multi-face land cards. Like anything that like removes things, for instance. Legion's Landing is pretty cool for this deck too. That gives us a little ramp. I'd rather run that than the drum, to be honest. And here's Kibira Takedown. I don't want too many tap lands though. Also, Castle Oak thing we'll definitely include in the deck. We got the Bog. Not the Tower. Takanum is fine. Malika Rebirth. Those are good uncommons. We'll definitely get like a dual land just for to make the deck function. We'll definitely get a couple dual lands for the main deck too. The one we give away. Gemstone. Mana Confluence. Plaza. Spire. Alright, I think we've kind of reached that point where the deck is kind of done building. Even Ornithopter is kind of fun. Just because it could be sacrificed, it's actually probably cool. And we don't have to have a huge land count. We're so good. I definitely want to fell the Profane. Oops. Fell the Profane is very cool, and the Hagra Mauling. Alright, let's put some Sweet Sleeves. I think that's pretty cool, is that being the goldies. Let's give it the Little Hood dude. And yeah, we'll be in the realm. Okay, giveaway. And let's go. Alright guys, so we'll just do 2 games because this is kind of a bit of a longer deck tech video. It's like an advertisement. It's like a long advertisement for the channel. Welcome to the Blake Scholar of Magic channel. Welcome to the Blake Scholar of Magic channel. This is where we make combos fun. Yes. Yes, 1 drop, 2 drop. 1 drop, 2 drop, 2 drop, 2 drop. Chthoniusness Nightmares? Cool. Now I just have to put something in my graveyard like an Infestation Sage with Bartolome. Ramp. Scary. There's the aforementioned like awesome draw, like creature draw that can maybe just get me into that extra land I need. Dang it. It's fine. We got the Deadly Dispute. We got ramp here. It's fine. Man, they're hitting lands like a boss. Manatite. Pearl medallion. Say go. Can I ramp? Nice! We've transformed! So sick! Felia, you little bee. Who are you gonna block, Felia? Just draw some cards. Seems fine. They're going to get a lot of value, but I have my combo here. What mana does this create? 2. Now we have a Cruel Celebrant back. It's pretty cool. Never mind. How much do they pop off here? That's the question I'm curious about. I mean, that's any legendary. Maybe like a Elish Norn, the thing that stops enter the battlefield triggers, I suppose. Dion. Okay. Oh, and they just keep popping out. That's pretty cool. Definitely be Toxic Dean, all this stuff here. It's kind of evil. Let's try to get some... I kind of do want to try to get a land. Damn. Let's attack in. Oh wow, Elspeth is really annoying. Always. There's some lands. So how do we build a graveyard like crazy here? That's the question. Let's can start building the graveyard, I suppose. We definitely have an aristocrat in the graveyard. That's kind of the point. It's a good card. I might just take the blocks here. That was just one black mana, right? Yeah. Okay. It's just not very good. I need this on the battlefield. I just loosen the Norn here. Damn. Have a turn. It's close, I think. But if I had this free sacrifice outlet and I have 2 white, I think I might have a chance. Oh Lord, Blake. Stupid Hellish Norn. It's a lot of triggers, but like I said, I probably messed it up. Dude, if I just I don't even know. But it was so close, dude. It was so close. I don't know. It's like I wish I could build the graveyard a little better, you know. I think Chthonian Nightmare is pretty cool. It's kind of also just whatever though. I just need to build the graveyard. I think the Fester Leeches are fine. I do. I think they are. This is okay. It was okay. Let's see. Mill. I think we just want all the effects that kind of do it. I think even an Eye Collector might do kind of what I want it to do, right? We need to give it every chance, every opportunity to slam some creatures in and just kind of do it, you know? Build the grave. All right, let's try to get maybe a win or two and be pretty stoked with the deck. Roflos. You go first with a pretty cool hand. I like the tiny bones. We go first. Excellent. I guess I was supposed to just start milling too. I'll be honest and just but I mean I'd have to discard my own card the first time around. No, thank you. I'll do it with the mill part. I'll lose a life that way, but we're not going to be discarding with them. Not here. But yes, now we will. This is when we do yes to both. They lose a life. We mill a card. We lose a life. This is fine. Here's Roflos. And We shall draw. We'll swing. And Lord have mercy, help me. Rofalos. Oh, Vivian, she's spooky. Three. Incoming. Let's try to find an answer to this guy here. Land? Certainly not. Pretty scary turn for them to have like so much mana. Like Vivian kind of doubles up on their stuff. But that's the way we kind of like put the deck through the reps. Like, kind of feels like I'm getting mana screwed a little bit, but I don't think my curve is like very high. So I feel like we can kind of get away with it in most circumstances. I feel like maybe the Signet is kind of an afterthought, even though it looks kind of decent here. Would be good, better with a land drop last turn. So I can like start getting into some more spells. Okay, now we're just hunting for a tutor effect to get to our ascent. We're pretty much okay with things dying now. Kind of executing the game plan to an extent. The trample is obviously like extremely spooky. And I can't kill this. Dang, bro. That's gonna take me out. I don't have double white for... Oh, I do have an arcane signet, so I do have double white. In case I get like a raise the past. Just draw it like randomly. Not quite dead yet, are we? Ah, there's a talisman there. Yo, what's it gonna be? Ah, that. No blocks. I think we got the draw thing down. We're just a little slow, you know? It feels a little slow, doesn't it? I think we have a good drum deck. Deadly Dispute is great. Priest of Forgotten Gods helps us get there. Tower. Phyrexian Tower is great for this deck. I guess we just include it. Signet Drum. I want it to be mostly untapped. This is really goofy that cannot find that artifact. I guess it'll have to be the Mind Stone then. No, it can't be the Mind Stone. There's signets. Do have a signet. I guess that'll have to work. So added some rampage. The mill felt pretty good. Felt better. I don't know about the quality with the specimen. I don't know if it's the best quality. So we can get rid of that. I do enjoy these ones. I don't know how often we do, like, target our opponent. I think this one is worse, though, than the minor. Dang, man. That looks pretty sick. See how much lands I have? So play like a few multi-face land cards. 31? It's gotta be enough. 31, 32, 33. Like 34. 34 lands seems pretty much on the money. Victimize. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, always the cuts are kind of always hard. Dark Confidanto. More milling. Feed the Swarm. Okay. We need removal though. We're lacking against Rofalos. I don't hate not having the skeleton, but he is super cool. That's the journal, I think. Yeah, it's a little slow. Yo. Alright, so this will be the list I post into the Moxen field. Let's get a good game in. Let's kind of battle it out. I think we've been kind of getting queued up against a little bit of stronger decks, so we've been getting on the play a lot. So it seems like everything is on the play for us. So, with a low curve too, it's kind of hard though. Obviously we need another land there. And double white is kind of a disaster too, to be honest. And we kind of need to be producing here. But I don't really want to mulligan either. So what we need to do is we need to Wishclaw for our Mesmeric Orb. This is like the play line. It's pretty kind of redundant in this way, how it works. Scoot Swarm. Well, I can take care of that with my Shambling Gas pretty well. Are we gonna give that back to me, opponent? That's crazy. I don't know if you want to do that. Give me my combo. Oh, Elder Gargoyle, that's crazy. Hour of Revelation? What does that even do? That's crazy. Their shields are down for the turn. Wow, nice. Zoom, 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 zoom. The Grim Tutor. Ooh, Patch Up. What up, homie? It's gotta be good, right? Couple little gassy in there. Little gassy. What else are we going to do? Probably buy the Lurrus here. Yeah, I think we want this and this. And then drop the land. Oh. Anything juicy in there I can play? I can play the Scoot Swarm if my guy hits here. That's pretty cool. I wonder if they're looking for like a wrath effect with their wish claw. Because if they do that, it might give us a turn to do the raise the pass thing. And that's kind of the whole point of the deck. Sure. It's a lot of gas. I think it does a lot of stuff, doesn't it? Destroy our creatures. If this was promised, return a commercial government battlefield under your control. Is there anything? Oh, it's like an Elder Gargoyle. Is there any reason for me to sacrifice these? No, I don't think so. Okay, so they will go for the Gargoyle. Or they go for Scoot Swarm. No, it's got to be the Gargoyle, right? Yeah. Oh, it's that. I'll decline it. Oh, there it is. There's our win con. One of them. Anything juicy in there? Get a card immediately with the bauble. Farewell, jeez. Thank God they didn't have that card. I'm not gonna lie, it's bad. It's getting bad. Wrath. Did not expect that. Can I get my win condition? Negative. Go Lurrus. Draw a card. Nice. Elspeth conquers death. Holy shit. They might just be milled out eventually, right? I'm kind of ahead of them so far. Farewell? No. That's so stupid. Don't do that card. No. Oh, swords? That's fine. Goodbye, Lurrus. I feel like we're just going to mill our win con here. Unfortunately. No way. No way, bro. No way you're wish clawing right now. That's crazy. You don't know what I'm gonna find. Alright. Damn. Oppo is a grindy one, isn't he? Draw. Draw. Yeah, we're going to do some more drawing. Go skeleton. Go Lotho. Smack. We have so much mana here. But what will happen? Settle the wilds. So that's oof, could be anything. Don't know that one very well. Sure. Well, that's our win con. So let's see if we can get him to bite on something here. So what we'll do is just this. And guys, I think we did the thing. I'm so excited to show you this right now. But it's just a 2-mana play here, and it's quite something to see. So many triggers. Yeah, just the Corpse Knight got him there. So we did it, guys. It's like a really weird win con, but it's so sick. Yeah, it's like a very slow build. It's a nail biter, I'd say. Every time you're like, am I gonna mill my Raise the Pass and my Avernus, or am I just gonna simply get it? That was super sick. Ooh, I think if you wanted to kind of really build this deck up, I do kind of like the ramp. I think you'd probably just get like a regular like 2-mana rock here instead of a drum, or like in place of the signet, like whatever, it's whatever. So that would kind of be like a change. Obviously, like maybe if you move to EDH, it's an easy Soul Ring, like a Soul Ring here and like a Talisman, and then you're pretty much golden. That's just an easy swap because the power level is like really cheap. And then you just have your awesome win cons here: Ascent from Avernus and Raise the Pass. Perhaps maybe if you want to get a little more juicy, you can find some more tutor effects. I don't know if there's really anything that will return sorceries to your hand from the graveyard in these colors. It's perhaps possible. We can do like return sorcery or something. See if there's anything like any tech that maybe we missed out on, but I'm pretty sure we kind of like are touching upon all the goodies here. So yeah, I think this is it, guys. So this is the giveaway deck. I'm so excited to kind of slap it in there and like, make a little post about this. And we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.